नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिधि नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणे. So today we'll see three verses 51 to 53 because they are connected. So Krishna said, like, I will explain you how you can obtain the perfectional stage. But what is the precondition? He's told freedom from reaction. That's the very higher stage. And from there, how you can attain a perfection stage. So let us see these three shlokas. Buddhya vishuddhaya yukto
बुद्ध्या विशुद्धया युक्तो
dhruvyatmanam niyamya cha
नित्यात्मानं नियम्य
shabdadin vishayams tattva
शब्दादीन् विषयान् त्यक्त्वा
ragadvesho vyudasya cha
रागद्वेषौ व्युदस्य च
vivikta se lagvasi
विविक्तदेशलाग्वक्षे
यत्वाक्काया मानसा
यत् वाक्काया मानसा
ध्यान योग परो नित्यं
ध्यानयोगपरो नित्यं
वैराग्यं समुपाश्रितः
वैराग्यं समुपार्षितः
अहंकारं बलं दर्प
अहङ्कारं बलं दर्पं
काम क्रोध परिग्रहं
कामक्रोधपरिग्रहं
विमुच्य निर्ममः शान्तो
विमुच्य निर्मम शान्तो
ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते.
ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते
So
बुद्ध्या विशुद्ध्या युक्तो धृतात्मानं नियम्य च शब्दादीन् विषयं त्यक्त्वा रागद्वेषस्य व्युदस्य च विविक्तासेवि लघ्वासि यथा वक्कया मानसः ध्यानायोगापरो नित्यं वैराग्यं समुपार्षितः अहङ्कारं बलं दर्पं कामं क्रोधं परिग्रहं विमुच्य निर्वाणः शान्तो अशान्तो ब्रह्मभूयय कल्पते
बुद्ध्या विशुद्धाय युक्तो धृत्यात्मानं नियम्य च शब्दादीन् विषयं त्यक्त्वा रागद्वेषो वियुधस्य च विविक्तसेवी लघ्वासि यत वाक्काय मानसः ध्यानयोगपरो नित्यं वैराग्यं समुपाश्रितः अहङ्कारं बलं दर्पं कामं क्रोधं परिग्रहं विमुच्य निर्मम शान्तो ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते.
okay, so translation and purport. Being purified by intelligence and controlling the mind with determination, giving up the object of sense gratification, being freed from attachment and hatred, one who lives in secluded place, who eats little, who controls his body, mind and power of speech, who is always in trance, who is detached, free from false ego, false strength, false pride, lust, anger, acceptance of material things, free from false proprietorship and peaceful, such a person is certainly elevated to the position of self-realization. Purport. When one is purified by intelligence, he keeps himself in mode of goodness. Thus, one becomes the controller of mind and is always in trance. He is not attached to the objects of sense gratification, and he is from attachment and hatred of his activities. Such a detached person naturally prefers to live in a secluded place. He does not eat more than what he requires, and he controls the activities of his body and mind. He has no false ego because he does not accept the body as himself, nor has he a desire to make the body fat and strong by accepting many material things. Because he has no bodily concept of life, he is not falsely proud. He is satisfied with everything that is offered to him by the grace of Lord, and he is never angry in the absence of sense gratification, nor does he endeavor to acquire sense objects. Thus, when he is completely free from false ego, he becomes non-attached to all material things, and that is the stage of self-realization of Brahman. This stage is called Brahma Bhuta stage. One is when one is free from material conception of life, he becomes peaceful and cannot be agitated. This is described in Bhagavad Gita 2.70. Apuryamanam achala pratishtam samudram apah pravishanti yadva tatvat kamayam pravishanti sarve sa shantim apnoti na kama kami. A person who is not disturbed by the incessant flow of desires that enter like river into ocean, which is ever being filled but is always still, can alone achieve peace, not a man who strives to satisfy such desires. So, if we see this verse, actually it is summarization of what Krishna has told previously in the Bhagavad Gita. So, intelligence and mind Krishna told, right? Because anger is the reason of downfall. And because of anger, the intelligence is lost, and then all the problems happen. So, here Krishna first tells you have to purify your intelligence. How to purify the intelligence? Focus on the spiritual things. Because Krishna told, like in the same third chapter, that lust is the cause of every our problems. And if lust is not satisfied, we get angry and we lose intelligence. But he said, Evam buddhe param buddhva. So he said, using the intelligence, you have to transcend in this world. So why? How? We consider, we have to realize that I am beyond the intelligence, I am beyond the matter, I am spirit. By this intelligence, you can study everything and you can cross. So that is purification. So here, Krishna starts with the buddhya, and then he Dhrita Atmanam, so determination. When Krishna says like determination of controlling the mind, that is important. So then Shabdadin Vishayan, so give up the material objects and Raga Dvesha. I like this, I like that, I don't like that, all these things. And this actually, if we see this description, we have seen this in the 6th chapter. Of when there is Krishna is explaining about Jnana Yoga and then Ashtanga Yoga, the way process of detaching from everything. So giving up the material identification, that is the purpose. So this is a Jnana Yoga practice, right? You don't identify yourself with anything, and then in the Ashtanga Yoga, you detach everything mentally and physically also you detach. So here Krishna says that person likes to stay in a secluded place because to have the peace, we have to, if we have to control the mind and intelligence and everything, Ragdvesh, you have to go away from the general mass of people. That way you can keep your mind peaceful. And then Dhyana Yoga Param Nityam, and then you do the Dhyana Yoga. And by that you, what do you do? Dhyana, how Srila Prabhupada, absorbed in trance, Srila Prabhupada says. So dhyan means we have seen the Ashtanga Yoga practice where the dhyan is done, right? So meditation. So by that meditation, you renounce everything. And Nityam, it's always meditation stage. And Vairagya, then you get the detachment. And so this detachment is actually just detachment from the material things. Anything material desire, material satisfaction, enjoyment, everything, you detach yourself from that mentally and also mostly physically also. You live in a secluded place so that you are not disturbed by general mass of people or general attractions. And that's why now in this age also, right, people go to Himalayas. The yogis, they do sadhana and siddhis in the mountains, in the caves, because that is a sign of situating in a secluded place and trying to maintain your goodness, mode of goodness. So in India, if you go to, even if you go to Rishikesh or these places, Rishikesh and Badrinath, all these places, you can see the sadhus, they live on the mountains. There are small ashrams. I have gone to a couple of mountains, ashrams like this, very small ashrams, and the sadhus live there. A very simple life, natural life. They go to take bath in Ganges and then come back and do meditation and eat something. Some people visit them. But so still now also people are practicing like this. So this is Jnana Yoga and Dhyana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, where you control your mind and activities and intelligence, and you situate in mode of goodness. And by this, actually, what happens? Then your all these anarthas, right? Ahankar, balam, darpam, kamam, krodha. All these anarthas, those are the problems for a human being or a human body or human intelligence. Those are gone. You get uh, uh, those things slowly go away. Uh, and then when lastly the ahankar is gone, the identification of the self, I and mine, and all these identification goes, then actually you situate in a stage which is almost beyond these material miseries. And that is the stage from where actually till now Krishna has not talked about anything about bhakti or surrender till now. He's talking about karma yoga, offering the results to Krishna, and now he's talking jnana yoga, and you identify yourself and then you renounce everything. So now Krishna will start talking about bhakti soon. But here he is telling that you free from all the material identification. All this lust, pride, anger, all this is material identification. So that way, you situate yourself in the position where you start realizing your position or your uh, identification. That's what we say, self-realization. In Brahma Bhuta stage, you understand that you are something different from all this material thing, and that is I am a spiritual. I have a spiritual identity. So that is the Brahma Bhuta stage where you start to realize this thing. And then actually this is the stage from where then the bhakti will start. So Krishna will now take the conversation in that direction. What happens when you reach to the Brahma Bhuta stage? Then what do we have to do? Something has to be done, right? Just being that mode of goodness and doing above because goodness also will bring you down to the material thing, right? So you cannot come down to goodness also. So at that stage, when you are not identifying yourself with the material thing, you need something. Otherwise, it's again risk of going to the goodness, and then again problem. Right? Even if you go to goodness, you come into material clutches, happiness and all those things and peacefulness. So at attaining this stage, Brahman realization stage, you have to do something. Krishna will start explaining Brahma Bhuta, what he does, what that person who in that stage, because he has realized, because he's elevated to the position of self-realization, because so that's actually a spiritual thing. Self-realization, our own real self and realization, that is a spiritual thing, right? So in that stage of spiritual realization, what this person, Brahma Bhutan stage, this person or this yogi or this sadhak, whatever you call, what he will do. So Krishna will explain that in the next verse. We'll see it tomorrow. But this is now the conversation is going towards the uh, beyond the Ashtanga Yoga. So that is beyond the material things. So it should be bhakti. So now the conversation is going towards bhakti part. So now we are almost like how much? 53rd verse, right? So now only 25 verses remaining, right? So we are almost closing to the supreme instruction of Krishna. So we'll see this next verse tomorrow. So what a person in Dhammabhuta stage will do. Okay, so thank you very much. Brahmabhuta prasanatma masocati nakanshi samasarveshu bhuteshu mat bhaktim labate param. So here Krishna brings the word mat bhakti. But we'll see these words tomorrow. Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.